Okay, says we're live. Hello, happy Friday. Happy last Friday of January. Can we believe it's already that? It's kind of crazy. Time has already flown by this year, and I'm like, I don't understand how it does that. Anyway, hello, how are we? My hair was bothering me today, so I just put it up in the bun. I'm contemplating trimming it. But I probably shouldn't do that when I'm in an impatient mood. Anyway, hello, how are we? Happy Friday. It's, I think, going to be a good writing day. We're also expecting more snow this weekend. They haven't been as on the bullhorn about ice for this weekend, but they have continually increased the amount of snow that we are expecting. So at the moment, the weather app service, whatever, says 3 to 5 inches. It used to be 1 to 2 earlier in the week. So they are adjusting their expectations, and every time they have adjusted upward. So, yeah. But again, not as much ice expected. It's supposedly just going to be mostly snow. We'll see. We still have snow and ice in the yard from last weekend. But yeah, so we're just going to kind of play it by ear. We still have all the supplies that we had last weekend. We may have a little less bread, but we've had sandwiches, we've had bread, whatever, it's fine. We still have more. So that's that. I don't anticipate a great, enormous thing. But again, we have all the supplies. We need them. We have wood. We do have a fireplace. We just haven't had it inspected still. In terms of whether or not it's good to use. But I guess if it turns out to be like that, we'll find out. But yeah, I am still no further on the other hat that I was crocheting, so I didn't do that. I did read a bit, but I'm still not through another physical TBR since Wednesday, so still haven't finished that, which is kind of a bummer because I was hoping that I would increase the TBR physical reads this month, get quite a few of them done, and I have not, so I'm still feeling a little behind on that. Kara pulled from the Enchanted Map deck for the Oracle cards, Bone Collector, it's number 1. You are whole and have everything you seek within. When the Bone Collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you are fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Ooh, that is a good thing to pause and consider. I know it's hard to pause in the moment if you are being sort of reactionary, or flustered, or angry or whatever. It's hard to pause in the moment and go wait a second. But yeah, that is a very good question. Of are you reacting the way you are out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations? That's a very good question. Kara says, I'm feeling called out by it. Yeah. Lexi, hello, welcome. It would help if you unmuted. It might. Monique is here. Hey, everyone. Hello, welcome. Whenever we are wounded, especially at a young age, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept an altered version of truth that sets up certain future behavioral patterns when faced with situations that remind us of the original trauma. Yes. Ooh, Monique read a new book last night. Nice. Was it good? I hope it was good. I hope it had a satisfactory ending. That's always my big kicker when I'm trying to find a new author or a new series or something. It's does book 1 have a satisfactory ending? Because if it doesn't, I am not liable to pick up. I'm not likely to pick up additional books from that series. Stacey says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello. Welcome. Monique says, the Bone Collector feels timely for me as well because I had therapy earlier today. Yes. Good. Elizabeth says, hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. Monique says, it was your first 5-star read. It's called Can't Help Faking in Love. Ooh, fake dating. Yes. Love the trope. Awesome. You can check off that book, that the book is written by a divorced author. The author is from India. Ooh. Oh. Were they fake dating to avoid arranged marriage? Did they turn out to be each other's arranged marriage partner? Now I'm going to have to go look it up. Let's look it up. Book Can't Help Faking in Love. What's the author's name? The premise is they're fake dating for wedding season. Yes. Yeah, share the Goodreads. Yes, please do share the Goodreads link. Because Google wants to think that I made a typo and meant falling in love, but instead of faking love. So yes, please share the. Okay, let's open a new tab. Ooh, I love the color of the cover. That's gorgeous. Okay, let's do. Here we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Young woman with Bollywood roots hires a barista to act as her boyfriend for her cousin's wedding, only to learn you can't fake chemistry like theirs. In this Desi romance from the author of Match Me If You Can. So Harsha Gobol has never felt love from her family, but she's always been surrounded by their Bollywood business mogul wealth. Now back in Bangalore after studying in America, Harsha is ready to start her adult life without their money, but that becomes impossible when everything she's worked so hard for comes crumbling down. Fearful of showing up to her cousin's upcoming wedding as a failure, and worse, a single failure, Harsha decides to put her trust fund to good use. Nice. I like it. Veer Cannon does everything for his family. He even gave up his dreams to becoming a Bollywood star to get a more consistent gig, although working as a barista wasn't really the big break he was hoping for. It's a humble life, but a happy one nonetheless. Then financial aid falls through for his brother's first year in business school, so now Veer needs to come up with a large sum of money, and fast. Harsha's outlandish plan to hire her favorite barista as her fake boyfriend for the weekend-long wedding bash is received surprisingly well by Veer, who hopes this will be his ticket to Bollywood. But Harsha and Veer get way more than they bargained for in this heartwarming journey to finding unexpected love and courage. Nice. I like it. So it's by Swati Hegde. I probably mispronounced that. I'm sorry. Very nice. I like it. I'm going to have to add that to my read list. Very nice. Thanks, Monique. That's a good one. Here's another message from the Bone Collector. The past will repeat itself until you recognize the erroneous patterns of continually trying to heal old wounds. The information you seek lies in your history. Yeah, that is true. Like until you are conscious of it and take steps to mitigate your own reactions and pattern behaviors, it's going to stick around. Yeah. Information you seek lies in your history. Do not continue to dance the same dance. You have the power to choose differently. Nice. Ooh, and Stacey just finished reading The Long Game this morning. How was it? If you gave it a rating, what would you rate it? Kara says, this card is really pertinent to your recent realizations, which boils down to the fact that you have longstanding PTSD. Yeah, and that affects a lot of areas of your life, especially if it's a complex PTSD. So, when he says, again, I feel called out. Without going into detail, the biggest lesson you got from therapy is that you need to learn how to trust yourself. Okay, so self-sabotage is something that has been happening, I think. And yeah, that's self-sabotage is a bear. And it sort of reinforces that, like, you don't trust yourself. And so you go into the spiral again. Stacey says, I'm getting ready to start Tempting Fate by Carla Neggers. It's for the book club that meets on the 10th. Nice. I know I've read some by Carla Neggers, but I can't remember which one. But I know I've read something of hers. When a village girl discovers she's the daughter of the forgotten sea god, her life shatters as a dark force abducts her mother, forcing her to enter the Academy of Demigods, forge unlikely alliances, and confront a prophecy claiming she may be destined to end the world. Ooh, that sounds epic. Love it. Sounds great. Is this the one that you're writing, or is this the one that you read? I think this is the one you're writing, which sounds great. Love it. Stacey liked The Long Game. Was that the name of it? Yes. Nice. Complex indeed. Also, you are the queen of self-sabotage and self-punishment. Yeah. Not exactly self-sabotage, okay, but more like relying on your own intuition rather than jumping on the bandwagon of public opinion. Gotcha. Okay. Trusting yourself as an individual with opinions. Yes. Kagehime says, hi. Hello. Welcome. She wrote, welcome to Tyler Books. I think that's probably, yes. I think that's where I recognize her name from. Kara says, I tend to assume that the public opinion of me is negative. Okay. Yes. Okay, yes, you're starting to write that as soon as you get the rest of your planning done. Ooh, it's exciting. It sounds great. I love the blurb. Love the blurb already. Okay, we need the cats for the day, or slash 2 days. And then we need a card from the animal deck. Okay, so Thursday's cat is very floofy. Before petting me, ground yourself. My furbulous static electricity could leave you feeling jilted. Yeah, I can imagine that you might get some static after petting this lovely kitty. And can you imagine shedding season? Whew. But yeah. Very floofy cat. Very cute. Oh, so cute. Why do you ignore the little smudge in the room? Scratch me already, says this kitty. It has a boopable spot on its nose, and it looks like it has a little spot on its leg. It's so cute. 2 very cute kitties for today. I like it. Okay, then we need the card. Ooh, we pulled the coyote, and it is inverted, so upside down. It's number 16, if you need a number. Here is the coyote. Its main message is trust in divine detours, but it's upside down. So we're reading the protection message. There we go. We're out of focus again. Let's see if we can. There we go. Yay. We like being focused. Okay, so sometimes a goal is so enticing and alluring that you lose your footing in the pursuit. You begin to fixate on capturing this prize, whether it is an opportunity that you've always wanted, a relationship with that elusive someone, or the promise of that big break. Coyote warns you that this trickster energy seducing you now will yield nothing but disappointment and unnecessary heartache if you let yourself be fooled. The Great Spirit wants the best for you, so when your plans go topsy-turvy, know that the coyote is present to protect and bless you. Listen to her gentle warning not to take the world too seriously or become too attached to the form and the timing of your desire. Something better is beckoning. If you learn your lesson and lighten your heart, it will not be long before you see that crooked though the path may have been, you were on the right one all along. So there you go. And that's always a thing, is that life is going to happen. You can prep as much as you want to, but sometimes life puts you in a certain season or sorry, and you don't have any choice in the say so, but you can navigate through that. You can trust yourself to navigate through that. You can trust yourself that the path that you choose to get through that season is the right one. So, C. Wright says, oh my gosh, I needed to hear this as my life just broke down with a new chronic condition affecting your work and life path. Yeah. And that's hard because that does definitely upend like everything that you had sort of in mind and plan wise. So now you have to create a new plan or path, a detour, if you will, to get to where you would like to be, but it's not going to be the path that you thought. Yeah. Goodness gracious. I definitely feel called out by that too, because again, like Monique was saying, trusting yourself is not always easy. But let's do this. I have a little bit of work in my bullet journal that I need to do because I set it aside there yesterday and did not open it. So I need yesterday and today's doings. Oh gosh. Okay, it's fine. I was like, it looks like I'm already like partway through the book, like a good ways through the book. But it's okay. I am trying the 6-month thing in here is what I'm doing. So, but yeah, so I need to attend to the journal and then I will be able to draft. I have my notes / outline up as well as the document. So I have those up already, which is great. Also, yes, I forgot the poll again. You would think that as long as I've done this, that I would figure out how to do this in an efficient manner. But no. Okay, so the poll is sort of in the same vein as the ones we've been doing this week. Your main character is dealing with a professional athlete. Which one? Which professional athlete are we dealing with? Are we dealing with Mo, the cross-country long-distance runner? You know, if you have a story that's not set in modern times, he might look a little different from this, but he still might be the professional message runner between towns or something. We have Ronnie, the bodybuilder and bodyguard. And then we have Yasuhiro, undefeated judo champ. So which athlete are our main characters dealing with? That's the question. That's the poll for today. Let's do the winter morning. If we can get the timer going. Did I share it already? No. Okay. Share screen, timer, share, make it big. Okay. You pulled the Page of Pentacles inverted. Ooh, okay. So inverted today. Your laptop just jump scared you. Oh no, you have it resting on a little pillow perched on your feet as you're sitting in a frog leg position on the bed. You lean back to stretch your spine and the laptop tipped over. Oh no. You picked Ronnie because Gabby has to deal with a guy like him in her book. Gotcha. Kara picked the martial arts guy because even though Domika isn't athletically inclined, she'd be most interested in martial arts. Gotcha. Nice. Okay, let's do this. So 1, save your document or go ahead and pull up your document. Either one. 2, make sure you have something to sip on. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine or roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. How do we do? Did we get a decent amount done? Did we get a little bit done? I also switched over the laundry, so 368. So not a whole lot of. Not a huge amount, but I'll take it. Oh, I should write down what my number is currently at. There we go. How do we do? Let's see. Monique needs some help with something. In the novel version of Phantom of the Opera, Christine is constantly abducted, but the Phantom still lets her go out to the opera. She wears his ring to show that she belongs to him, but why would the Phantom constantly let Christine go and risk her escaping? There's several reasons that you could chalk it up to. So, hi, my mouth isn't working today. Hello, Mama Maggie. So these were three options that I put forward. Christine is the Phantom's muse. Christine is the one performing his music to his exacting standards for others to hear. So she is sort of like an exhibition of his skill, if you will. And the continued abductions keep reinforcing the idea that the Phantom is there, that the Phantom is someone, some entity. So it's like making him constantly real to people when he's been hidden away and hiding and everything, just sort of like, hey, still exist. Proving his existence in a way. Even if she's out at the opera, she can only go back to him. So Lena is going to be acting as parallel to Christine. Gotcha. You think the vampires might stage an abduction of Lena to scare everyone. Gotcha. 184 on your outline so far. Nice. C-Right says, I included some snippets from my original first draft in my new one, for better or worse. It happens. Yep. But sometimes when you can use something again, it's nice. Somewhere between 300 and 500 tends to be an average word count for me when I'm creating new material. Nice. I like it. Stacy finished watching a video, switched over the laundry as well. Yay, laundry. And then wrote about 30 words, which were the first words in over a week, actually about 11 days. Gotcha. How the schools where you are, because you were on Wednesday, you were waiting for notifications as to whether or not school was going to be back in session. How did that turn out? Are y'all out this whole week? Did one of your girls have to go back or what? Our schools were closed. I think the local public schools were closed, I think Monday and Tuesday. Monday for sure. Tuesday, I'm pretty sure they were closed. The university said they were going to open afternoon classes on Tuesday, but I don't think many people would have showed up. So I'm like telling students to go home early for the snow weekend, and then snow and ice, and then we had ice for sure. The frozen water ice. And it some of it lingered till about Wednesday morning, actually. So, yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and do another sprint. Do y'all need another peek at the athletes, or are y'all good? The thumbnail, I'll show it real quick. Just real quick. Here again is our athletes of choice. We have Mo, the cross-country runner, Ronnie, the bodybuilder and bodyguard, and then we have Yasuhiro, the judo champion, undefeated judo champion. So, Monster returned on Thursday. Karma was supposed to go back today, but she has a cold, so you kept her home. She took a half-hour nap this morning on your shoulder. Gotcha. Thanks heavens you had your headphones on and an audio playing. Yeah. Yeah, that way you don't have to disturb the baby. Okay, let's do this. 1, save your document. 2, make sure you take a sip of whatever it is you're hydrating with. Cheers. Three is straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back. That posture check. Oops, I don't think I shared that. And 4 is if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. That is that sprint. How'd you do? Did we do okay? Okay, 664. Better than the first time. I did go refill my water. So there's that. How'd you do? Kara says, I have new book promos up at Reader's Roost. There's the link for that. Excellent. Stacy has about a total of 100 words. Or 80 words. You keep getting distracted. Monster just got home. Gotcha. No self-promo for Monique today because you're on general strike. That means no posting on social media. Okay. You also realized you'll probably have to save Jamari for book 5. There you go. I'm glad you have an idea of when Jamari is happening. I just checked down at the little taskbar, get notifications about like what's happening with the weather, and extreme cold and everything. Because for here, it's going to get very cold. I think the low in the next 2 days are both in the teens. I think it's 16 and like 13, I want to say. 14. Yeah, so 16 and 14. It's supposed to essentially snow from probably before sunup to just after sundown tomorrow. So, and then we'll have ice over night, I'm sure. Oh, and then saying we have another chance of snow on Wednesday. Okay, all right. Way more snow and ice days this year than normal. But yeah. So that's what's happening. Okay, you also want to keep him around, but he ties a lot more with Andy's character arc. Gotcha. Sometimes you have to be ruthless, though. 369 total. Nice. Excellent. Good. Good. Alrighty. Maybe I'll be able to finish that hat tonight so that we have another beanie to wear. Okay. I feel like I'm doing okay, but I am feeling like I'm starting to run out of a little bit of steam. So definitely this last sprint, I'm going to try and still focus on getting more writing done, but yeah, definitely running out of steam, I think, for this writing session anyway. So okay, let's do it. We need another timer. Timers. Let's do the purple teapot. I don't know why I can't talk today, y'all. It's just a weird thing. Stumbling over all my words. Okay, let's do this. Again, if you haven't voted, please vote in the poll. And 1, save your document. 2, make sure you have something to sip on. Cheers. 3, straighten your spine, roll your shoulders back for that posture check. Make sure you're not slouching too much. And 4 is, if you need a break, take a break. Here we go. 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, that's the end of our third sprint. What we were at. Okay, so I got about 600 words that time, which is better. But yeah. Let's see. Funky is here. Hello, Funky. Funky is also scheduled for more snow this weekend. So hopefully all of us in the pretty wide expanse of this secondary winter warning. Yeah. So here's the, again, I don't love the Missend leather, but it's what updates first for whatever reason. This is our lovely, lovely fun times of exactly what we're going to get. So extreme cold, but pretty light coverage. They've got extra shade on it, which means it's warmer. But yeah, I mean, more snow. Anyway, so yeah. I don't know. You wrote Bliss Spartanburg? Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. And Funky apparently is being beta tested for something new. Maybe. The wrench is gone and looks like a blue shield or sideways cube for Funky, which is interesting because it still looks like a wrench icon for me. So both in the chat pop-out and in the StreamYard, it looks like a wrench. So I don't know. But yeah. Stacy also still sees wrenches. Yeah, YouTube is doing YouTube. Who knows? Who knows what they're doing? Not me. I'm sure the CEO probably knows some of what's going on. I could screenshot it in chat. I would. I get it. Yep. Oh, hey, I mean, I think, what was it? Megan got the rainbow colors of names before anybody else. So maybe you get the whatever the new icon is. I don't know. Don't know. All right. Well, we need to figure out what our poll options are in terms of who our main character is dealing with. There we go. Okay, so your main character is dealing with a professional athlete of some sort. Who are they dealing with? Are they dealing with Mo, the cross-country long-distance runner / messenger or whatever? Ronnie, the bodybuilder and bodyguard? Or Yasuhiro, the undefeated judo champion? Who are we going with? 40% are dealing with Ronnie, the bodybuilder and bodyguard, followed by Mo, the cross-country runner, and then by Yasuhiro, the judo champ. So that is how that falls. That's who our main characters are meeting. Hopefully everything this weekend goes well. And power and internet and all that stay on. So hopefully I will see y'all on Monday. Also, I'm hoping that I'm currently on a course of medicine that makes my throat really, really dry. And I'm hoping Sunday's the last day I'm taking it. So hopefully Monday I won't have to be chugging water and feeling like my throat is sandpaper. Cross my fingers. Happy weekend. Yes, happy weekend. I may actually be able to record some decent looking snow try that. Okay. Open. Aha. Okay. So this is what Funky is seeing. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it is a little shield looking thing. Maybe it's because that's what moderator, you're supposed to be defending the chat. I don't know. But yeah, that definitely looks weird. Bizarre indeed. Yes. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Thank you very much for joining me. Thanks, Funky, for sharing that. So we maybe it looks horrible all the way up to the chat. Yeah, that's okay. Don't forget to save. Don't forget to stay warm. And have a lovely rest of your weekend. Bye.